Greetings, everyone. My name is Bizarro Effing Controller. You might know the normal Effing Controller from his YouTube channel, Effing Controller. I am the same as he, but I have a mustache. And I'm thinner and more handsome. And in my timeline, nothing matters. Nothing matters. And so it is that we find ourselves sailing into the mouth of Loch U together, a port of incredible import, even in my timeline, to the citizens of the United Kingdom during the Second War of the World, as we call it. We are sailing into this port to assail our foe, but look at the time! It is daylight! What a foolish errand! But indeed, nothing matters. Nothing matters. We're going to proceed at 128 times time compression, and it will soon reveal itself. This harbor, this destination, this place of strategic import. We're sailing there together to explore it. Yes, during the day. But again, don't worry about it. It's fine. In my time, and indeed I believe in Effing Controller's time, Loch U is a place of great mystery and confusion. For you see, though it is the terminus of many great allied convoys, Loch U is undefended. There is not an enemy to be seen in Loch U. No, not even a shore battery or some type of anti-submarine patrol. It is devoid of all challenge to our egress, our entry rather, into this harbor. It is utterly undefended. So we shall engage the enemy, such as he is in this port, together. Even though it doesn't matter, it doesn't count, because this is an alternate timeline and I'm not really Effing Controller. Basically, like I say, I have a mustache and a raspier voice for some reason. I probably need a lozenge. Do you have lozenges in your timeline? I ask this in seriousness, although I am playing in my timeline. Why would I ask such a question? This is all very confusing. Now, look, dear viewer. We have discovered an enemy in the port of Loch U, and a merchant. What devilry is this? Now, I will conduct myself to the top side of the submarine, and the fog conceals everything, save for the misty shores of my native Scotland. Yes, I am from Scotland in this timeline. I've dispensed with the accent and replaced it with this bizarre way of speech that you are enjoying at this very moment. Now I'm going to change the course slightly, because in my timeline I have the power of foresight, and I can tell you that this ship here is of monumental import. It is a significant ship, a ship of battle, a veritable battleship, if you will. We will sail towards it and engage it in mortal combat, which is the title of a book series. Now, we are pressing our attack ever so gently. We are continuing forward, and as we make our turn towards this mighty foe, I shall conduct again to the topside and see before us, yes, indeed, it is the HMS, Noslin. Or perhaps the Yendor. Yes. Well, in any case, it is a large vessel, and one might think, my God, Bizarro Effing Controller, you are sailing into this harbor in the light of day. Admittedly, there is a bit of a fog of war, perhaps. But this should not stand. This should not happen. Now, I am going to do something so reckless as to make me seem like a person that shouldn't be entrusted with the care of animals, children, or even himself. I am going to take Blinson, a man not known to me, but known to the annals of history as the man who will go onto the deck gun right now, and Bixk also joining him. We will send into the abyss, onto the deck gun, Walking Corpse and Didier Van Overbeek. How did they get on this ship? No one knows. Sieve 82, and at long last, Rylder. Perhaps we should order, if I can remember, battle stations, dear viewer.
Auf Gefechtsstation.
Because in my alternate timeline, individuals have requested that I do this. Since I'm so accommodating and kind and professional, I am doing it. Let us retire to the deck gun. I don't know where I am. I pushed a button that put me somewhere that I don't know. I am very confused about what that was meant to do, but nevertheless, here we are. Greetings to you, dear sir. We have scored a direct hit. And perhaps we shall again, and again, and again. Because nothing matters. Let's shoot the boat off the boat. A bit low, dear viewer. We have to reach for new heights. Together! Yes! A direct hit! On the boat, aboard a boat. Boatception is complete. We have no sign that the enemy is in even the slightest sense concerned about us, though he has a smaller friend over yonder. Perhaps we should pay him a greeting in the form of a deck gun shot that goes over his entire ship. Let's try that again. We have scored a direct hit on the bridge. Let us decline our angle of our trajectory. An excellent hit. Well placed, if I do say so myself. Myself being Bizarro Effing Controller. Dear God, that ship is utterly aflame! For what reason? Perhaps the men of this ship have decided to have a diesel party, very common in my timeline, where one spreads diesel fuel all over the deck of a ship and rolls around in it and gets all greasy and gassy. And yet, despite our many attacks and our clear visibility, the enemy refuses to engage us with his guns that are on his ship. There are several of them that he could use at any point. I am told that in this particular mod set, there is a sub-mod, an additional plugin, if you will, that enables harder escorts. Perhaps that will be necessary when I return to port in my alternate timeline. But it is interesting to me because I would think that there would be escorts at all in this harbor. And to me, harder escorts implies the presence of escorts to begin with. Perhaps that sub-mod plugin thing doesn't deal with that. It simply makes gentlemen such as this one a little bit more intelligent, which would be welcome. We are continuing to fire on this smaller ship, but lo! Look directly ahead of us. The large vessel remains, and is still unmoved by our presence.
166.
Perhaps we should expedite our attack.
Beide Maschinen AK voraus.
Ah, sound effects from the famous German interactive video game, The Ship. A mystery game, I'm told. A terrible shot from the captain, unaimed, shooting from the hip. As we say in our timeline, it's, I believe, a phrase that I have heard in your timeline, even though I have not interacted with anybody from your timeline. I don't really know how that would work. We have hit a turret. We've bashed their nose, if you will. And yet, our attack continues unimpeded. Nevertheless, I am beginning to wonder if our luck is about to run out, because we are getting quite close indeed. Another fire erupts from the bowels of the ship. Fire upon fire upon fire. The fire itself is on fire, my friends. From the alternate timeline, there's even more fire. Smoke, fire, and a general sense of achievement. And this is happening. I doubt very sincerely, due to the rules of geometry and physics, that such an attack will have any significant effect. And again, we are continuing to attack without any problems whatsoever. Ah! A shot! A gunshot, even! Greetings to you, sir! Funny running into you like this. That is what we call in my timeline a pun. It would appear that we have sustained no damage to our vessel, despite running into one of the largest ships of battle in the entire enemy fleet. I do not know if that was sufficient to cause damage. Let us use the flak gun. Stand aside, friend. This is ludicrous, is it not? Is it not ludicrous, my friend? Ah! Oh. Another ship on the ship. Oh no! Disaster! What has transpired, dear viewer? I think we have caught their attention at long last. I wonder if it might be possible to hit one of their turrets with my gun. It would seem that it has limited effect on him. Is he moving? He's awake. We are pushing this large vessel with our vessel in the manner of a tugboat, a boat of tug. What an outrageous development!
Steuerbord.
We are bumping and grinding, a dance popular with the youth in my timeline. Not to be confused with dabbing, a thing that only elderly people do at dances in old folks' homes. He is leveling his aim at us, such as he might with his very large guns. But it would seem that we are in enfilade. I'm going to dive the boat and see if I might, well, go under him. The port lies ahead. I wonder, dear viewer, if I might... I have an idea. I will conduct it thusly. Let us wait until we dive. Patience is a virtue, my friends. We have taken damage in some fashion. Individuals on the deck gun seem to be dying in great numbers. Let us relieve them of their duties and posts. Ah, they are not dead, merely badly hurt. Because I tried to drown them. How is our vessel faring? It is more or less untouched, despite the rashness of my actions. In case you couldn't tell, we continue to hit the enemy. The enemy is also pinging us, to no avail. Perhaps I should use the periscope. We have wedged ourselves beneath the enemy vessel. That is not what I desired at all. Let us withdraw. My God! Even in my time, this would be considered utterly ridiculous. He appears to have returned his guns to their forward position. Clearly, he has determined correctly that there is no further threat. What a brilliant captain. And now we wait for this mighty steed of a ship to pass before us. We will increase time, if you will, which I have and will continue to do. Onward, I say. Onward! There's much work yet to be done.
Bruder! Bruder!
In my time, the captain has the ability to sever his consciousness from his body and float above his vessel. It is a very useful skill. Yes, good. Good. Our progress may be somewhat slow right now, dear viewer, but we must do this correctly. If such a thing can indeed be done correctly at all.
Beide Maschinen AK voraus.
The enemy sonar is trying to locate us, but we are a mystery to them. We are going to ram this mighty lady right in the stern. Right in the screws. Jam it right into the rudder. Push on! Mush! Let us see if that has any effect on the velocity of our friend. No, indeed, it would seem that he has come to a full and complete stop. No, I don't know what a full and complete stop means. We have taken damage in the process because we have somewhat unexpectedly, well, I can't really say that's true. We have, though, jammed our ship beneath this large vessel. So it will be time now to reverse course. And I just realized that I had us steering to port this whole time. That was a disaster. No doubt a contributing factor in the failure of my maneuver. Is this ship still continuing forth? What a champion! Let us press forth again!
Beide Maschinen AK voraus.
I must emphasize that this is an attack of great delicacy and tact. Forward! Well, not that much forward. I didn't mean that. I wish I could countermand one of my orders more quickly.
Beide Maschinen äußerste Kraft zurück.
Beide Maschinen äußerste Kraft zurück.
Ah, very good.
Ruder!
Now this is the time. Excellent.
Beide
Move
Maschinen
forward,
AK
my
voraus.
friends, my colleagues, my comrades of the Belgian Navy. Belgium, of course, being the principal aggressor in this war, sailing a mighty fleet of submarines, as we call them in my timeline.
Ruder! Ruder!
Excellent. A course has been laid towards success and fortune. We will dispense with the user interface for the time being. Move forth, you mighty beast! Yes!
Wir haben Verwundete, Herr Kalon.
Well played!
So, Flak beschädigt, Herr Kalon.
It may at this point perhaps be prudent to discontinue this particular technique,
Wir haben Verwundete, Herr Kalon. Wir haben Verwundete, Herr Kalon.
because I am hearing the cries of my crew. Indeed, several of them are quite thoroughly dead. Tailmage, the Dirk Jew, Michael Voss, Rurak 100, Les Courtney, Swack, 5678, Saltthorn, Fishing's Boat, The Necromancers, Lobo Durgaya, Akuda 721, Matt Jan 86, and David Fanchola. Your sacrifices certainly shall not be in vain, and they were for reasons that only I understand.
Ruder!
We now have a large vessel ahead of us,
Wir haben
but we
schweres
mustn't be
Wasser
distracted.
an Bord, Herr Kalon. Beide Maschinen äußerste Kraft zurück.
Beide Maschinen äußerste Kraft zurück.
We have critical flooding. Yes, there are indeed many ships in this harbor. Were you not aware?
Beide Maschinen AK voraus.
We have moved this ship a good great distance, together as a crew, including the ones who are dead. But especially them, perhaps. Perhaps their sacrifices have, through some sort of mystical method, propelled the enemy ship forth.
Hakbakbar.
Continue forward! Your screams are very motivating. They will surely move the enemy forth. It would seem that he has noticed our presence. and is shooting his guns at us. I now believe, my god, he fired a salvo. I now believe that our ship has penetrated the other ship in some manner of ship-to-ship sexual congress. What is that? Nothing of import. Move along.
Verwundete auf Deck!
This is incredibly strange, even to me. It would seem that our ship is almost a part entirely of the other ship. I worry that we are sacrificing ourselves a bit much, so I've ordered a stop to the proceedings, although I hope momentum shall carry us forth.
Seerohr klar.
Ah, good, we have fixed our periscope. That will help us in our egress from this harbor. Strange sounds indeed are being heard.
Maschine AK voraus.
Let us press forth. We have not quite yet completed our objective, though we are agonizingly close. Just a bit more, my friends, and success will be ours. We are on the brink of greatness. Prepare yourselves for medals and exaltations from your countrymen. That was unexpected. I'm not sure how to account for such a strange occurrence. Meanwhile, it would seem that our submarine vessel has sailed exactly and directly through the enemy ship. Much in the same way as our conventional torpedoes might do. What an interesting twist of fate this is. But in my timeline, this is not entirely novel. This happens all the time. You can see just the tip protruding from the ship, and it is retreating back within its mighty folds. What a sight to behold, dear viewers! What an exciting moment in our wartime campaign! Well then, perhaps it is time that I took my leave of you, as we emerge like a newborn child from the loins of the mighty Noslin. The SMH Noslin. We emerge proudly into a brave new world. Congratulations to us. Hurrah! Hurrah forever! I celebrate with gunshots. Which is the style of my people. Prepare to launch a torpedo in celebration. How did that work like that? I'm not sure that I want to know. Well played, everyone! Yes, indeed, it would seem that I have overstayed my time with you all. I hope that you have found this extremely educational and instructive. See you in another time!